What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Double Drill Podcast. I'm your host, Dion Swall. And we price that confused look. I got a little audio playing, music, intro music. Don't know how it went. I hope it went well. Hope you guys will let me know if it went well because that's why if you see me looking like this, it was because of the intro music. Joining me today, as usual, the main man from the Midwest, Mario Torres, is in the house. What's going on, Mario?
What's up? What's up? How you doing, DS?
Good, man. It's been really, really hot down here in the South, man. A lot of rain. My hearts and prayers go out to the families out there in Texas who have missing loved ones due to that flooding. I pray for their safety. I pray they get found. It's a lot of kids missing, and that's devastating to me personally. It just personally, it's just anyone who's missing due to the flood is devastating. So I hope they get found. Um, my prayers go out to the families. So with that said, man, everything's good. Everything's fine. I had a Fourth of July came around. I seen heard a lot of the fireworks. Heard a lot of people had a good time. I was at work, so I was at work, man. So I didn't get a chance to enjoy the fireworks. But I did, however, get to enjoy the NBA draft and the crazy thing that they call the free agency frenzy. And I don't know about you, Mario. This year was kind of different for me because it wasn't the usual big name free agents or even some of the top bench players. It seems like this free agency frenzy was based on trades and speculations and moves that we were anticipated to happen. It never happened.
Yeah, I think this free agency market, you see a lot of, like you said, role players this time. I think next year is the next time, where you'll see a lot of big names up for new contracts and everything. Yeah, well, maybe not because they doing a lot of extending this year, this off season too. A lot of people getting extended, and so we'll never know. And then that new apron came out with the teams having to take cut back on some play pay for the players. So it's a lot of shaking up going on.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that second apron because that second apron to me just kind of it took away a lot of the craziness that we always get in free agency. But we also got to realize this second apron things have changed, so we're not going to see the same free agency craziness that we see in the past. Like you said, um, star players are getting locked up now. Actually, while we're recording this, Jokic has informed the Denver Nuggets he won't be signing his contract extension this season. So he can sign it for more money next season.
Wow.
So a lot of star players are getting locked up. And, a lot of key players are getting new deals going back to their old team because it's more money.
Hmm.
I kind of think like we in a new age of free agency. We won't be seeing a lot of the movements that we expect to see. I think the craziest one so far we've seen was LeBron James opting into his $52.6 million deal with the Lakers, but he's not really committed to them. So he's seeing them make some moves that he liked, but they're rebuilding for the future.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of LA is kind of confusing right now. I feel like LeBron want to tug one way and the team is tugging another way for Luca. So it's like I I don't see. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out a mid-season trade, but I don't see it. I think he want to be with Luca and try to win, but if he don't see any improvement, who knows? LeBron.
I agree. And I'm going to comment on that because as we speak right now, if you guys haven't heard, the Phoenix Suns are working on a buyout for Bradley Beal. If they come to terms on the buyout, as we speak, Bradley Beal will sign with the Los Angeles Clippers if he get bought out by the Phoenix Suns. The Clippers are in the lead for his services, and they have made they traded Norman Powell yesterday to the Miami Heat to make room for Bradley Beal. So that's gonna be very exciting. I'm actually excited for the Clippers who actually did something of I don't know. They actually did a good signing. I mean, again, I like the Brooke Lopez signing, but now they might potentially get Bradley Beal. I kind of feel like they might have a team might compete for a championship.
But at this point of Bradley Beal's career, you see how his years went in Phoenix. Would you take him over Norman Powell, or would you keep? I don't know. That's kind of a confusing move. I feel like I would have took Norman Powell, especially for how he played last year. I understand clearing those space, bringing in because like Bradley Beal is proven in this league, seeing what he can do, seeing what he did on the Wizards. So it's like maybe it's a situation type thing, but I would really, if I was banking on the championship, I would have took my chances with Norman Powell before.
Well, it depends. What's your expectation of Bradley Beal if he goes to the Clippers? Are you expecting him to be the guy? I don't expect him to be the guy.
No, but I mean, he was the third option in Phoenix, and you seen how that go. It's like it's when you so used to being the guy, it's kind of hard to accept, that third option role. And that's exactly what he gonna be on the Clippers because it go Kawhi, Harden. Sometimes it go Harden, Kawhi. So but I feel like Harden is a better playmaker than D Book, so it might work out a little better.
Yeah, and Bradley Beal to me is a better scorer than Norman Powell. So he just there to get you buckets. He ain't there to get you anything else. He's not going to be a defensive stopper. That's not Bradley Beal. I'm not saying he can't do that. I just think that Bradley Beal specific role, whether he's starting to come off the bench, more likely starting, is to get you buckets. I mean, he's only 32 years old. So it's not like he forgot how to play the game of basketball, forgot how to score. I mean, Bradley Beal, I mean, we already know this man can give you like 20 points in his sleep. But if Bradley Beal can ease some of that scoring away from James Harden a little bit and just just come in and just give you buckets, 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 buckets. This is a win for the Clippers.
Yeah, I could see it working. Only if everybody buys in. That's the toughest part of the NBA, getting everybody to buy in and kind of get used to. Because, like I said, Brad Bill, he has to get used to being that third. Because, he's so used to being that dominant scorer. Even when he had John Wall alongside him, you still seeing him being able to do what he wanted to do. But it's kind of a different story being that third option.
Yeah. At least he don't got to worry about coming off the bench in Phoenix. Because he did that in Phoenix. It was like, wow, he coming off the bench? Really? This is what we're doing with Bradley Beal now? Speaking of what we doing, this was going to hurt because it's close to home. Malik Beasley, just, man, I don't want to say he killed his career, but any type of big contract that he was going to get, that went out the door. I mean, the allegations, I want to say he is innocent till proven guilty, but the allegations of gambling back in the 23-24 season when he's with the Milwaukee Bucks. And, for a guy, who came to the Pistons, had a breakout season, and it kind of makes you wonder now, like, what's really going on with him. I mean, you hear the stories about him being broke and he's in debt, and it's just a sad situation, man. It's just really sad.
Yeah, it's sad. You kind of seeing it a lot come a lot more popular since Jonte Porter, Michael Porter's brother, been caught for that. They had just ended their investigation with Terry Rozier. He was found, not guilty of doing any betting, but I hope Malik Beasley come from under this because, like you said, he was a key role into that little playoff run. Even though they lost in seven to the Knicks, in that first round, they still was gave the Knicks a good run, and I felt like the Pistons could have came back and came a little stronger next year. So yeah, hopefully he,
Yeah. Now, on the flip side of that is that if Malik Beasley is able to come and play basketball this season, and you got to believe that the Pistons are going to want him back, or any team is going to want him on their team, and they're going to get him dirt cheap because he ain't turned down no money. After everything we know now, he ain't turned down no money.
he ain't
I'm
turned down a he ain't turned down a penny.
nah, I'm not. I want everybody to say I'm not laughing at Malik Beasley because it's not a funny situation. But I'm just saying, like, when you've been there, you've been there. Like, if you need gas money, if someone give you $10 for gas, you ain't turning it down. You just not. If you need like $5 for get a lunch, somebody give you $2. Okay, yeah, I take it. You ain't turning that down. Lee Beasley ain't turning down no money if he's able to play this season. And the one thing we also got to understand is that with Adam Silver, he is petty. A lot of people don't know that he is petty. So, like, when you do something that damage the shield, the logo, I should say, of the NBA, he will want you prosecuted to the fullest so he can get you up out of the league. So, we see what happened to Porter down in Toronto, like you said. So, um, yeah, Malik, hope to see you in the league, man. But trust me, you is not in position to negotiate for a new contract.
Nope, nope, nope.
So I want to get back to this draft because it was crazy. It was the craziness of the draft. The crazy of the draft was everybody's favorite young crazy guy, Ace Bailey, who I like to say, remember we had this conversation and I said, I hope the Utah Jazz do draft him, see what he
Mm-hmm.
gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to me for calling that, by the way. Shout out for me calling that. And you see what happened. The Utah Jazz dared him to not show up.
mm-hmm.
And now he's a Utah Jazz. He's down there summer league playing. He, according to the numbers, he didn't play well in the first game. VJ come out, well, outdid him, was it like 28 to like 7, something like that.
Yeah.
But he bounced back in the second game, 18 points, 7 rebounds. So, young guy getting used to playing in the league, summer league, getting used to the NBA rules. But his young season is now going to be about how he played in summer league or how he's going to play in the regular season. His season going to be all about how he did not want to go to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy to me because I don't understand why, if I'm a young player, I'll just be happy to be drafted into the top 3 or top 5. I don't
Yeah.
care if Utah draft me. I'm in the league.
He should have went to Philly. That's a and it's crazy because you heard him say like he want a ready now situation, but that's more ready now than anything. Okay, say you go your rookie year, yeah, they do have a little injury bug, okay, and then everybody clicks in your second year, you could be looking at an NBA title because you got Paul George, Joel Embiid, Jared McCain, Tariq Maxey. Like, like I don't understand why he would want to tank out of that situation.
Yeah, I get it. You want to play on the East Coast. But if I remember correctly, Philly is on the East Coast. I understand you want to be close to home because I think is he from like Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia area. So I guess the closest city on the East Coast, close to the ATL, is Washington. I understand you go to the Wizards, you get to you get to jack up so many shots, and you'll get your points, you'll get your average. But at the same time, and I say this, unless you are the number one pick, you cannot choose where you want to go. You don't have that clout. You don't have that power. You don't have that stroke yet. I mean, it's cool if Cooper Flag said, "Yo, I'm not going to the Dallas Mavericks."
Hmm.
Nobody ain't gonna sit here and complain about it because he the top pick in the draft. But everybody, Cooper Flag could be number one next year's draft or last year's draft. If he said he ain't want to go to Dallas, if he ain't want to go to San Antonio, whatever, that he won't get drafted there. He will go to his preferred destination. Ace Bailey is not that guy. I mean, Ron Harper. I mean, excuse me, Harper ain't is not that guy. He close. He could if he was number one, he might could have made some inquiries about, hey, I don't want to go here, but he would win anyway. Ace Bailey is he don't have that stroke yet.
No, you gotta just take it where you know. You gotta just take it where you want to go, and then just work it out through there. Let your play speak for itself. You don't want to try to dictate before you show the people something.
Right, right. And look, I still believe that this young man is gonna be a good pro. I still believe, in my opinion, he is in the right situation because, like most NBA players who don't like Utah, he has no distractions. He's out there. He can focus on basketball. He can build his way up, work on his game, get better, maybe get the Jazz being relevant better than they are the past 2 years. And you playing with Laurie Markkinen. I mean, come. I mean, that's a nice 1-2 punch right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope he takes advantage of this situation of playing in Utah and become a better player, but also grow as a man, grow as a human because you know you're a top five pick. Everybody's watching. Nobody's not gonna forget about the craziness of you cancel your workout with Philadelphia. You said you don't want to get drafted by Utah. You basically trying to tank yourself to get to the Washington Wizards. And me just saying that, trying to tank your way to get to the Washington Wizards, that don't even sound right.
That
That
sounds
sound kind of
crazy.
foreign.
Who in a right mind?
Right. Nobody's not going to forget about that. So he is going to have to mature and play some good basketball to for everyone to at least at least get back in good grace. So,
Hmm.
Demario, who's your favorite basketball player?
Of all time,
Yeah, we never had this discussion. Who's your favorite basketball player?
so I would say I have two. I have one top one, and then I have honorable mention. My favorite basketball player to watch of all time was Carmelo Anthony, but I will say my goat is LeBron James.
Now, why is LeBron your GOAT?
I just like the way that he plays the game. So it kind of the his style of play drew me into the game, and like growing up, I was really more of a fan of more point guards. That control the floor of the game, could did everything on the floor. Jason Kidd, the Rondos, the Darren Williams, Chris Pauls. So I always looked at the game as far as that. So I just feel like LeBron is a bigger version of those things.
So, yeah, that's good. Actually, that's a good comparison. because I always kind of look at LeBron as a point. Sometimes as a point forward. I think of him as a combination of Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen, and some other great point guards and small forwards that play the game. Now, would your opinion change about LeBron if he didn't win 4 championships?
Nope. Cause my biggest pet peeve when we have the that conversation about who's the best is when they bring up championships. Cause to me, I feel like that's more of a team thing. No one man is gonna ever be able to, you know, knock off a team full of full of fives that's determined to win. One man or never. You never seen. You can't name a team in history of championships in the NBA where it was one guy that took on the whole five and won. And so it's just like the championships is a team thing. So I never hold that as high in my debates when I'm talking players.
Okay, that's good. That's a good answer. So, since LeBron is your goat, like, excuse me when I say this, it's not about you, because now you got a lot of other LeBron fans who are just out there. Just I just gotta shake my head at LeBron James fans sometimes. Now, are you just a are you a realist fan of LeBron? What I mean by that is like, where do you rank him among the greats?
Among the greats, I would have to say he about in that 1 or 2 area.
Okay. Now, do you believe that his jersey should be retired by the Lakers?
By the Lakers, no. And
Thank
that's
you.
coming from a real fan. I don't think he's done enough compared to all the other Lakers, that had their jersey retired. I think if he was able to pull out, or maybe another team, accolade with another championship and maybe two more, then yeah. But for everything he did in the Lakers jersey, I feel like most of that stuff was already, done in his career already. Like the scoring the most amount of points when he was in the Laker jersey, and but that already was in motion, really. So
Okay, okay. So there's a reason why I asked you those questions, and I'm glad that LeBron James is your favorite player because I was hoping you would say that. I'm not really heavy on social media a lot. Like, I mean, YouTube, yeah, Twitter. Those Twitter streets are kind of dangerous, bro, brother. So I can't mess with that. Facebook streets, TikTok streets, they're not too crazy. I just feel like as a guy who loves the game of basketball, that LeBron James gets so much disrespect for all his accomplishments, for everything he done for the game, especially for this generation of young players. This generation of young players look at LeBron James and Steph Curry, but more LeBron James because he's their goal. If you they play just like him. And the way he changed the game of basketball, the way he changed the mindset of basketball. Man, LeBron get criticized so bad. It's like this. The hate for LeBron just so real that it's like this man get discredit for everything he has done. My goal is Michael Jordan. My second favorite player, my opinion, the second greatest, in my opinion, the second greatest player of all time is Kobe Bryant. And I love Kobe Bryant. The hate that they get don't even come close. Don't even come close with LeBron get. I'm not saying it doesn't bother me. I just think it's just sad. I think it's just sad that we got so many people out here who Charles Barkley called them, um, those keyboard tough guys, keyboard gangsters, and all that.
Hmm.
That they were just trying to break this man accomplishments down and just trying to destroy it. Say like, oh, he has to go to Miami and team with Dwayne Wade and win 2 championships. If it ain't him, oh, Kevin Durant had to go and play on a 7-3-19 Golden State Warriors and get 2 rings. That's the softest move in the world. But we all forget that the reason why he went to Golden State is because them cats picked up the phone, dialed out OKC area code, just like Dwayne Wade did. Hey, my brother, remember we talked about over the summer? Let's make it happen. LeBron James is gonna go down as one of the most disrespectful superstars of all time. But at all this said is done, LeBron gonna be, like you said, one or two of the greatest players of all time. He'll be two. He ain't gonna pass Mike. I'm sorry. He's gonna be two. He'll pass Kobe. He ain't gonna pass Mike. And like one of my favorite legends of all time, Larry Bird, is that we need to stop complaining, enjoy the ride, because it's about to come to an end soon. It's about to come to an end soon. And what this man is doing right now is what I call extra credit.
Hmm.
What I mean by that is he set all the records. He broke all and set the records. Now we get the extra credit. He's coming back for another season. He's going to try to compete for another chip. He might set some more records. He's going to break some more records. He might break his own records. Enjoy this moment. If you're a LeBron James fan, enjoy this moment because you're not going to see it again. Even if you're a non-LeBron, even if you're not a fan of LeBron, you're not going to see this again. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the moment, and please stop hating on the guy. Stop hating on him because to me, when you hate, like they're hating on him, it sounds like jealousy. If it's not jealousy, then you're trying to make your favorite player look good, and you don't even have to do that because it debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, it don't mean anything to me because you can't make Jordan numbers look any better than he is. And you can't make LeBron numbers look better than he is. One
Hmm.
guy won 6 championships, 0 final loss. One guy went to 10 straight NBA finals. You're not going to see that again. You're not ever going to see anyone go to 10 straight NBA finals unless you're going to dig up and reincarnate Bill Russell. You're not going to see that. So enjoy the ride. I'm not saying that's everybody that's gonna get a Brown James jersey. Let's just enjoy this ride and celebrate the man for all the accomplishment, everything he has done. Speaking to LeBron James, man, he's like, yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep,
yeah. No,
yep.
because it's honestly, I never growing up, I never understood. I guess since he once he had left Cleveland, for the first stint to Miami, it kind of left a stain on his personality, in the media. But LeBron was never really a like a villain before that Miami thing, and after that, it's just the media took a turn on him. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So we're gonna finish this up by saying Tyrese Tyrese Halliburton is out for the entire next season. The Patriots came out and said that he is not playing at all next season. If they make the postseason, he is not playing.
I know it.
And secondly, without saying that they dropped the ball with Miles Turner. So they said that without saying, because you see who they signed as his replacement. Yeah.
Yeah, they traded for Jay Huff. Oh man.
Man, if you're a Pacers fan, it's gonna be rough.
But they did have a guy that they was missing, Isaiah Jackson. I feel like he
Yeah,
can, yeah,
they
he
like
can
him.
fill in. Yeah, he can fill in that role a little bit for Miles Turner. They really play the same. He just a little smaller. But yeah,
Yeah, they
mhm.
like him, but it's like I said, he ain't Miles Turner.
Nope.
And if you're a Bucks fan, you're a little in between. You got Miles, which is cool, but you waved Dame and you alienated Giannis for doing that. So if you're a Bucks fan, you are on Giannis watch. But but personally, I don't think you have to worry about it because he's not going to go anywhere this
No,
season.
no. He's there to stay for right now.
Hey, I guess they said the East is wide open.
Yeah,
We'll
it
see how wide
is.
open it is.
I like a couple teams in the East. Miami's made some good additions. The Knicks have made a good splash in the free agency.
Jordan Clarkson, right?
Yep, Jordan Clarkson and Yabusele from Philly. And then the Hawks, they grabbed Porzingis, they got Luke Kennard, they got a couple of other pieces, Neil
Nikhil Alexander
Nikhil
Walker.
Alexander from yep. The East, they Cavaliers added Lonzo. That's nice. That's a nice pickup. So yeah, the East is looking nice. And it's open because the Celtics lost JT, but they replaced with Anthony Simons for right now.
In which they're still reporting he still might get moved.
Wow.
He might get moved. So we'll find out during the trading deadline and see what's gonna happen. But the East is officially wide open. I do like a lot of moves that the teams made. I like what Orlando did. I like what the Hawks did. And shout out to those two teams. Not for, only for because I get tired of seeing Miami always killing it and nobody else don't show up. Shout out. Even shout out to Charlotte for making some moves.
Yeah.
But that don't mean nothing though. Sorry, I'm just being honest. It don't mean nothing. But East is wide open. We're gonna see how wide open it is. And we're gonna see which one is gonna reach up and grab that gold watch that's in the air and bring it down and put it on their wrist and says, and I quote Damian Lillard, Dame time. Who's gonna be Dame time in the Eastern Conference? Looking forward to see that.
Mhm.
So, any last words?
I would say, barring any other trades or anything right now, the NBA season is gonna start off pretty open because I like some additions that Denver made. They got Bruce Brown back. They traded for a backup center in Jonas Valanciunas. They added Cam Johnson and they got Tim Hardaway. That's just all the shooting that they needed. It's like it's a lot of teams. Houston made an upgrade with Kevin Durant. That's probably the most splash of the free agency trade right now. Yeah, it's a lot of teams that made a lot of shakeups. It's gonna be an interesting season to see.
Yes. And I want to say that I will be back on the weekend and I will talk about that Houston Rockets Phoenix Suns trade with Kevin Durant. And I'm gonna tell everybody my opinion why I think or might not think that Houston might not be the threat to OKC because there's more than one team out west who might can get OKC. Now Houston's one of them, but I don't think Houston is the one to do it. So stay tuned for that. Also, if you plugged in July 23rd, 4 p.m., I'll be interviewing hip hop artist John Doe on my KDKWDB radio podcast. I'm gonna sure everybody check it out, listen to it. It's gonna be a heck of an interview. It's gonna take place in the Gold Room. If y'all don't know what I call my studio the Gold Room, it's because I believe in the gold standard as people, as entertainers, as a podcast. It's a gold standard to what we do. And I believe that we got to get to that gold standard so that we can be at the highest level of what we do. So check that out, and make sure you check out my cousin Demario, his podcast when he gets it up and going, because I'm gonna be tuning into it and subscribing to listen to this young man giving y'all the knowledge of basketball, football, baseball, hockey, maybe even some street basketball. We don't know. He got it. And hey, young brother got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. So make sure everybody tune in. And with that said, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, stay out the streets. The streets are dangerous. The streets are always undefeated. So make sure you watch us instead of being in those streets. We'll check you guys out later. Peace and love. And we are out.